Welcome to the ARU Startup Podcast series, a series dedicated to enterprise and entrepreneurship. We will be joined by a wide range of guest speakers who will be sharing their insights into starting a business, their own personal story, and what challenges they have faced and how they have overcome. If you're the one looking to start your own business or have a freelancing career or being into an entrepreneurship, this series is for you. Stay tuned with us to get some amazing tips and advice from our guest speakers. And let's welcome our guest speaker for today. Hello, a warm welcome to the ARU Startup Podcast. My name is Omkar Singh, and today we are joined by Dr. Meghana Rao, who is an entrepreneur, clinical pharmacist, and a psychology student here at Anglia Ruskin University. Hi, Meghana. We are delighted to have you here on the show.
Hello, Omkar. Thank you so much for having me here.
Would you like to introduce yourself and your background, how your psychology student relates with entrepreneurship?
So, I'm basically from India. So, I did my bachelor in pharmacy. Then I did my doctor of pharmacy degree. I'm technically a clinical pharmacist from India. And I did my PG diploma in pharmacovigilance. So, with all this knowledge, I was in a phase where I had to deal with COVID patients and COVID. So, COVID has always been the big thing in anyone's life. During that time, I happened to work for a COVISHIELD, a COVID vaccine trial. So that is when I realized that there is a set of community that has never been touched upon, and they are deprived of many such things which we are not deprived of. So yeah, everyone must be wondering what kind of a community it is. It is the community of pride, the LGBTQ community. So they had a lot to face during those period, which eventually everyone has faced in that particular phase, but they have faced a little more. So that is when I realized maybe I should do something. Bagging these many degrees is not just enough. You have to work for the society. That is when I started. Okay, let me explore the places where they actually need the care. And to my shocking, I have realized they are not being actually treated as humans like they are supposed to be treated. And then I realized, okay, let me just start with the health, which is what I'm, qualified for and licensed to do. So I started to develop an app. I actually started with kind of a pharmacy kind of information where I can give a kind of a counseling on how the drugs have to be taken, and that later developed into a complete medtech application. This is all about. So that is my jump from a pharmacist to an entrepreneur.
Regarding your journey with Pride Alley, what the name you have for your app. So and that's a background you gave about how you thought of doing and serving for the community of LGBT community. Did you come across any particular incident that made you think you have to do something in this area?
So I basically I come from a very privileged kind of a community. So I hail from a very high class community, and I'm a woman. And in India we have a lot of privileges. So I'm cisgender. So I have always been treated and given all the privileges. Now, of course, the woman has to face the things that they have to face. Keeping that aside, no feminist corners in, but still there are certain people with all the things available, but they are not privileged. So I have friends who are actually transgenders. So they took a lot of time to coming out and say that they are this. You know, the kind gender dysphoria is not kind of a mental thing where people say that, you know, they just make up things, they just show off. This is nothing like that, but it is actually a mental disorder. It is actually a mental condition. So it was first as a mental disorder, and later it has been a mental condition where people actually started knowing about it, understanding about it. So classifying it to a mental condition from a disorder is a huge jump. And that's how it even happened in my personal life, where I had my friends and I have seen them facing problems as a clinical pharmacist working in a tertiary care hospital. I even see this kind of mishappen, misgendering, the kind of troubles they are facing. So this is kind of a mix of personal and professional things together. And I even happen to work for a corporate where we have a pride ERG, an employee resource group, where we used to sit in a closed environment and interacting with individuals coming out from a different mindset and different orientation, different gender identities. This is when I understood that, okay, there is a need, there is something that has to be addressed and never been addressed for. So this is my kind of uh, kind of a passion that turned into pressure on me to do something for people. So
Appreciate your sharing this incident with us. People usually they don't openly talk about these areas, but I think it needs more attention. So you spoke about your app. It's called Pride Alley.
mhm.
What is this app all about, and what problem challenges it's trying to solve?
Like you said, that people don't talk things openly. So being a girl, I can just say that there are many things that I can relate to the community of LGBTQI. Not that I am demeaning that, okay, everyone have problems, definitely, but we can't wait to say that this one is more, this one is less, unless and until you are in the shoes of a person, you can actually say what one is going through. So like coming up and saying a female can actually relate to it, because ages back, like 10 years down the line, we never used to talk openly about menstruation or something related to that. Now it's quite common. We generally share that, we have awareness programs and all that. So uh, even like now, from 10 years from now on, maybe we can openly talk that, okay, it's fine, you have a different orientation, you identify differently, that's fine, that's completely all right. So that's about just the time. It's the mindset that keeps developing and all. So Pride Alley is actually an idea that comes from a place where I feel that we just say in the Pride month, love is love, but I feel that love is not just love, love is to take care. And to take care is not just that showing and shouting around, marching on the road, saying, "Oh yeah, we support them." Actually, support is not said; it is shown. So my app Pride Ally is a combination of pride and ally. So ally is a friend. It can be a parent. It can be someone, a well wisher, or someone who is ready to support you is an ally, and Pride represents the LGBT community. So my app has different versions. The first version is exclusively for the people with gender dysphoria and transgender community. So here we mainly focus on getting together, creating a platform for the people of transgenders and their allies. So everyone come together, share a space, open up, discuss, and care about each other. So my app has various features that can show this kind of a collaboration among individuals from the community and their friends.
Right. Thank you. And this app, what stage of development this app is in?
So right now I have done my prototyping and I have done my market research. Right now I'm in a phase where I'm developing the minimum viable product for the market release. So I'm in kind of collaborations where I can get people on board so I can have a much wider spread of the app.
A bit involved in the discussion what we are having right now. Um, what kind of support you have or reactions you get when you talk about this app and getting this done? Any feedback so far?
So yeah, uh, this app is actually the first product of my company called Avirbhav Creotex. Avirbhav means manifestation. So Creotex is creative technologies. So Avirbhav Creotex, I named it so because I manifest anything and everything that I am doing should be good for the community and the society. So this was actually my thought initially when I started, and then I started with Pride Alley. So the first pitching I gave it last year, uh, quite some time around quite some around this time, I guess. This is to the Metro Clinic. Metro Clinic is the first transgender clinic in Hyderabad. The specialty of this clinic is that it is run by transgenders. The doctors are transgenders, the first of its kind, and obviously the patients are transgenders and the workers in the clinic are also transgenders. It's like by transgenders for transgenders kind of a thing. So it is actually run by John Hopkins University and US8. So this is when I got to know about this clinic, and I went to the superiors of that clinic and I started giving. And the first reaction I had from them is the tears rolling out their eyes, and their ears are wide open to listen more about it. And it was kind of a mixed reaction of joy and also the sorrow that they had in their heart, because there's someone now they are actually looking out about them, kind of reaction. So yeah, it was quite overwhelming. And if I have to say any kind of a reaction, I would definitely say this. I definitely had negative reactions. There was some like we usually interact professionally on LinkedIn. So when I was reaching out to people and talking to them, there were few people, as soon as I say that, okay, this is my project and I'm talking about pride and LGBT community, the people, they might be professors of some renowned university, no matter what education they had. I had people who blocked me from LinkedIn, stopped following me, and they were not even interested to talk anything further. And even to be very precise, there was certain personal relationship of my life that ended just because I'm concentrating on something like this. And I'm quite keen on developing this app, and I'm quite keen on, yes, I do accept that people have different gender identity, people have different sexual orientation. I believe this, and I'm not in that conventional ideology where that God has created just men and women. It's just that there's nothing beyond it. Then if that is the case, then God has given you things. You should not start using medicines or anything. If you have been diagnosed with a disease, then just die with the disease. Why are you even going for a medical therapy? If something physical can be treated, something that affecting your mind will also have certain kind of a um, right to understand its depth, understand what they are going through mentally. And it has been actually proven that it is not a mental disorder, it's a mental condition that needs attention. So it's both kind of a very happy journey where I'm embracing something that has never been touched upon, and it's kind of depressing that I had to stop, pause certain relationships, break them, move forward, and still keep doing it. So yeah, it wasn't easy, but yeah, I said that I have my allies to go standing with me, so I can do whatever I'm doing right now.
Now, that is shocking to know, and these things have happened that came across more negative reactions and people blocking you on social media platforms just because you speak about LGBT community, just because you advocate for them. So, yeah, this is very sad and very shocking. I think your app, uh, new changes would try to tackle these situations to some extent. Speaking on the other side of the entrepreneurship element, the social entrepreneurship, you're into serving community, um, and you have got support from the university. Any sort of support you have taken in starting the app, uh, and because you're a current student, and I'm aware that you might be engaging with some of the entrepreneurial events happening here. Anything you're related with, and how it is helping you throughout?
So ARU has a very big hand in this. Before I get to ARU, I would just start my journey from India. So what all things and support I had from there, and then I'll get to the ARU part, because ARU has a very big page to say about. So in India, I graduated my like with a doctor of pharmacy degree from JSS College of Mysore. It's a princely city. The Mysore and the college vice chancellors. My college university vice chancellor was ex PCI president, Pharmacy Council of India. So the first mail I mentioned that I am doing something like this and I'm alumni of your university. He was quite excited about the project, and I had given the opportunity to pitch, and I was also about to get into an institutional partnership with JSS. Then I had also had an opportunity to pitch for IM directors, so even they were quite impressed. Then I said Metro Clinic and John Hopkins University, they were quite excited. So like as an institutional level, I was always having a support from each and every university. And that is when I realized that as a pharmacist, I can't serve more. I need to understand more from the mental perspective. So that is when I thought I should do a degree in psychology. So yeah, being persistent to study again, leaving my corporate job that used to pay me very good, and most of all, I used to work from home. So you understand the work from home corporate life. I had to leave that and start my student life again in a country that have never been stepped into. So and my reason to choose ARU, the first thing is I've seen about area and the big pitch competition. So this is something that fascinated me and made me apply for ARU. And then the second best thing is that it's in Cambridge. Who would never say, I would never say no to something in Cambridge. Like Cambridge is the love of my life. So that is when I got here. After coming to the university, settling as a psychology student, it just took me some months, and then I enrolled into a course like ARUCPD, Build Your Own Business, and this is where actually helped me to understand more about how to build my business. Because as an entrepreneur in India, coming to UK and starting all again from the student life, it is something that is not easy. It sounds like, oh yeah, you just have ups 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 in your life, that it's been so easy, but it wasn't. Whenever you have to say someone, you have to always say something positive, because no one wants to get the depressive part of you outside. So this ARUCPD module has actually helped me. We used to have the classes weekly that helped me understand how actually things in UK work, what exactly is the entrepreneurial mindset, and having a mindset to serve community is different, and setting up a company, starting a business is something different. You should have an entrepreneurial mindset. And as a psychology student, I can definitely believe that mindset is not something that is inbuilt, that you have to develop, and you have to keep developing on it on daily basis. You can't just okay sleep and wake up tomorrow with an entrepreneurial mindset. It is something that you have to work on. And this module has actually helped me. The networking I had, the place where the expos that I had in the universities, where I can exhibit myself, interact with people, the networking I can do, or the mentoring I received through the course actually helped me. And we have a Teams channel where we used to get the regular updates, the maybe the podcast recommendations or book recommendations to read on, and also the informations that happening in and around, or the opportunities that we can avail. This is where actually I got to know about the Santander X launch program that I have been selected into with a full scholarship, and completed my 3 month entrepreneurial course organized by Babson University of Boston, USA. So it's all about, I could say that it's not just having an intention, you should have the right path to go on, and someone should pave you that path. And I could say that ARU area has helped me to pave that path and walk through it.
I mean, you have mentioned a lot of things: ARUCPD, build your own business, and the Teams chat you're talking about. That's the our entrepreneurs community, where we have more than 800 students registered, and we keep sharing our opportunities. So I'm really pleased to listen that you have gone through those sites and they were helpful, and you were able to take up the opportunity to one of the programs that we promoted about the Santander X. Uh, and if I'm not wrong, you're also now applying for the Santander Awards.
Right.
So
So
how is the application going on?
ah, don't ask me. It is just making me nervous day by day. You know, linking to university and starting a startup on a student visa, and
Yeah.
getting a application ready where you sum up everything that you have achieved till date. It's not that easy just writing an assignment of 1,500 words. It's like it should be an equal balance of boosting yourself and also saying them that you know your limitations, so you're working upon, so you know the positives and negatives of you, so you are a balanced entrepreneur,
Yeah.
qualifying yourself for the awards and also keeping up that pace with the other entrepreneurs you are applying for the same thing, because UK is not small, and people applying for this local awards are not going to be like less, because the program we had for 3 months, we had almost like 64 to 70 companies that had into this course for their entrepreneur journey boosting. So in that, everyone are like a team of 5, 10, and my team is barely 5 people, and that too the other 5 people, other 3, 4 keeping me aside are the interns I work with, because I'm from complete science background. I can't do anything the tech stuff. So they are the interns, or I have my co-founder in India, and he's like, if he is like partially into this because he is having a full time doing his corporate role. So it's like it's hardly 2 people doing their full time on this, and the other all are interns. So it's very hard to sum up everything and get together and showing ourselves competent. So yeah, and of course, I do have support of my university, nevertheless. So it's going on. Fingers crossed, and just pray for me so I could get something.
Yeah, wish you all the best for
Thank
for
you.
for your award application. I hope it really gets through. You touched about your visa things. Just question is because we have international students here and trying to understand from your perspective
Mhm.
how easy or difficult it is for you as an international student to start a business, run a business, or think about business.
No, we can't do any business on Tier 4 visa. It's that I'm just setting up a company. And even for the awards, I'm saying that we are a company that is linked to the universities. You are in the incubation phase. And once that I graduate in 2024, I'm gonna be into another set of visa category where I can full-fledgedly start my entrepreneurial journey and establish my company as such. As of today, I can just say that even for the awards or anything, we are just going as an incubated company from university. So it is technically not possible to start your company on a student visa. So never dream something like that. That can never happen. So it is definitely difficult, like, and I wouldn't say that it's not, I'm not saying it's impossible, because impossible I see it as impossible. So it's not impossible. Just like if you're a university student, as a university, if there any space for incubation or something like that, and incubated, pre-incubated, wait for the right time when you have a visa change opportunity, change to Tier 2 visa or the startup visa, maybe most ideal visa things I see I'm looking up for. So that can help you.
Just with regards to the visa related things and what's possible, what's not possible, we have our fantastic international office here who will be able to advise and suggest further on for the students. But I was trying to understand from your perspective that. So what I'm understanding is until your study finishes, you are working on your app on your company. So it's in a pre-startup stage, and
Yes.
once you graduate and then you start working on your company, you register, and then you start making the business going forward. Okay. From just the other challenges for the international students in starting a business, do you advise that they can think about starting a business while they are studying?
Of course. Of course. Dream it, think
Okay.
it. Just like Abdul Kalam says, it's all about in dreams. So dream it, think it, do anything. Just don't officially keep it on papers that you own a company if you are on a Tier 4 visa.
Uh, and what's your future plans looking like with your studies, your science background, your clinical expert, and your corporate experience plus your entrepreneurship journey? How this is all going to mix and it come at some point? It's going to be running in parallel.
Yeah, like listening someone saying that, okay, these many things you're doing make me feel so pride about myself. So I'm so proud of me too. Yeah. I'm gonna have parallel things running around because company is like a social enterprise. I have to do it because Pride Alley is a personality. It's not just an woman entrepreneur doing it. Of course, there is a woman segment, and each and every feature of my app represents a personality trait of mine. So it's about me, how I want the world to be, the inclusive one, the one that everyone is free and happy to live the life of their choice. So that is always going to be my top priority. I have to do it. Before I make it run successfully, I have to make sure that I should not just depend on the investors investing it or do something. So I have to work on site. Even right now, I work as a pharmacy dispenser in one of the biggest pharmacy chains in UK. Doing my part time, so I'm and now after once that I graduate, I can be an British psychologist. So these career lines of mine will help me financially be stable, so I can not just support me, I can also support my startup. So once that my startup is in a phase where it can actually bear fruits, that is when I decide whether I should choose a career that I have been graduated from, or I should still be the CEO or the one leading the company. As of now, I'm just hoping that everything goes side by side, parallelly, without any interruption, and my app becomes the first of its kind in the market that gets the Pride community and their allies together. And I'm quite excited to say more things about my app, but I'm just waiting till I officially launch it in the market. So the curiosity thing, it's the Indian mindset. We almost say everything, but keep some suspense so that people are wait for it. So I'm just waiting for it. So my future aspirations are definitely be a social entrepreneur and also keep my career paths alike, because I love serving people, and being a pharmacist or being a psychologist, I can always serve people. So everything goes side by side, and I'm happy doing multitasking.
Yeah, I mean, you must be proud of yourself, the amount of work you have been doing, and appreciate your thoughts of serving the community through your social entrepreneurial mindset. As we are now coming to the conclusion, do you have any suggestions, thoughts, or advice to the current students or your peers?
Think out of the box. I can only say that. Always think out of the box. Don't be in the conventional mindset that, okay, I'm 25, I graduated, I'm doing a 9 to 5 job. Okay, then get married, settle. And I'm always against this conventional thought where marriage is an ending point for a woman. So, girls out there, everyone, just listen to it. And it is not the end. And having a partner in your life is never an ending point. So dream more, try to be more different in whatever you are, and always be your own idol for yourself. So don't sit idle. Be an idol for yourself, and just try something different, because there are a number of people outside looking out for a help, and maybe you can be the torchbearer for them. And that is what Pride Alley is. It's a torchbearer for a community that needs a need, that needs care. So I always say my cousins and everyone just that stop from that conventional mindset, think out of the box, and there is a lot to achieve, and even sky is not your limit kind of a stuff. I know it sounds quite cringe, but still it is the fact that there are a lot many things to do. Just think about it and just do it. Think big.
Thank you.
That's what
Thank you.
ARU says.
Yeah, think big, ARU. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Meghana, for joining us today. And we
It's my
wish
pleasure.
you very best for your app, for your award application, for your future. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And this was Omkar saying, signing off.